What is up guys, and welcome back to another YouTube tutorial. My name is Moabi and today I will be starting a new series on Windows servers. So what is a server? A server is a dedicated computer that provides services to clients such as desktop computers or workstations. Multiple clients can connect to a server over the internet or local area network to access specific services like retrieving websites, accessing data, or receiving emails. Larger organizations typically dedicate separate servers for each service, while smaller organizations may choose to handle multiple services on the same machine. So, to make an example, in a small company with limited budget, you would typically find one server that has all the roles or the services installed on one machine. And if you look at a larger company, you'd find that they normally have multiple servers dedicated to run multiple services or roles for their clients. Now let's look at Windows Server hardware. Although servers are often powerful computers, any ordinary desktop computer can be set up as a server. It can serve as a file server, web server, or perform other functions, but its limitations include handling a smaller workload and a limited number of concurrent connections. If you take a look at the picture on the right, you will see a desktop computer and a laptop. The reason why I have these examples is to show you that it is possible to run a server on these machines, but you are limited to certain functions. Now, servers need to be reliable and operate continuously as they are crucial for organizations. They require robust hardware with minimal downtime. Server processors such as the Intel Xeon are specifically designed for servers supporting multiprocessing and ECC RAM, which is your error correcting code random access memory. ECC RAM detects and corrects memory errors, providing added protection against downtime. Processors like the Intel Core series do not support multiprocessing or ECC RAM. If you take a look at the picture on your left, you will see a server machine together with a Xeon processor. The reason why I had all these images on the slide is to show you guys the difference between a normal computer and a server machine. If you look at the top ones, you will see a desktop and a laptop. These devices are normally used to complete tasks on a daily basis, such as creating Microsoft Word documents, creating Excel spreadsheets, using softwares like AnyDesk and Photoshop. Now, if you take a look at the picture on your left, which is a server machine, which has the Intel Xeon processor next to it, the reason for this is to show you the difference between a normal computer and a server. In this case, a server now cannot play games as well as a laptop or a desktop. A server can handle multiprocessing and does support ECC RAM, whereas a normal computer doesn't support multiprocessing or ECC RAM. You can install 2 CPUs on a server, whereas you can't do that on a desktop or a laptop. A server is normally installed in a server rack and it is not easily portable like your laptop or a desktop. And lastly, a server can handle larger workloads and can support a number of concurrent connections. Now, if you're installing your server on a laptop or a PC, these are the minimum requirements that your PC needs to meet. And please note, the minimum hardware requirements apply to all installation options for Windows Server editions, which is your server core and your desktop experience for both Windows Server 2019 Standard and Windows Server 2019 Data Center. A 1.4 GHz 64-bit processor is required and it must be compatible with x64 instruction set. Now please take note of the different types of installation. If you're installing a server core, you will need a 512 MB RAM or memory stick installed on your laptop or PC, but if you're installing a server with desktop experience, you will need at least 2 GB of RAM for your PC. And now for the storage. A 32 GB HDD hard drive is required in order to install your Windows Server, but if you're planning to install functions or to share files with your clients, I recommend having at least 80 gigs of storage installed on your PC or your laptop. And lastly, an Ethernet adapter that can achieve a throughput of at least 1 gigabit per second in terms of bandwidth. And now for the recommended hardware requirements. For the CPU, you will need at least a 3.1 GHz 64-bit processor or faster, compatible with x64 instruction set. Typically, these CPUs are known as your Intel Xeon CPUs, which can support all the functionalities of a server machine. A 16 GB of RAM or higher will be best. It should be able to support error correcting code or similar technology for physical host deployment. For the storage, 150 gigs of SSD or NVMe storage or higher would be best for your server. The reason for this, these storage devices are way better than the old traditional hard disk drives. And lastly, an Ethernet adapter that can achieve a throughput of at least 1 gigabit per second, compliant with the PCIe Express architecture specifications. There are other hardware requirements to consider depending on your scenario. A DVD drive, if you intend to install the operating system from a DVD media, a motherboard that supports UEFI or sometimes called UEFI, and also the firmware that supports Secure Boot, a trusted platform module, a graphics device and monitor capable of Super VGA, which is your 1024 by 768 resolution or higher, a keyboard and a mouse, and lastly, internet access. Please note, you can also install your server without having all these devices in place. For example, most computers these days come without a DVD drive, so you will have to use a USB drive. And some motherboards don't support UEFI and Secure Boot, so you can also install your Windows Server on a BIOS motherboard. If you're installing your server to practice, you don't have to have internet access, but if you're working in a live environment or in a workplace, you will need to have internet access. So guys, in this video, I wanted to show you guys the difference between a server and a normal computer, the hardware that is required to install Windows Server, and what are the minimum and the best requirements to install a server on your computer. And that is it for this video. Thanks for watching guys, and stay tuned for my next videos that are coming up, which will be focusing on how to download Windows Server, how to create a bootable memory stick, how to install a server, and also how to configure the server. So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe, and remember, each one teach one.